Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday. It's a new radio show episode here from our Instagram wall.
Finally, yeah, no, we've been pretty neglecting of the HustleCo radio.
Yeah, it's also building up that intensity and the hype for the next episode. People are waiting for it, so you got to create that.
Put your marketing bullshit on it as much as you want. We've been really busy, guys, getting this space ready for this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is no excuse. We should be more consistent with this radio show.
Absolutely.
Again, just because we haven't been consistent in the past doesn't mean we'll be consistent in the future. And why is that, Osama?
Absolutely. It brings me to a really important topic I want to talk about today, which is, letting go of your bullshit story.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
This is
Instagram stories, or no? His stories are damn good on Instagram.
No, seriously. Like, what happens is, I'm gonna give you a very simple example. Like, let's do there's a stairway workout. You go up and down. It's long. Let's say in your head you're like, I've never done it. I will never be able to do like 6 times or 10 times, right? Mm-hmm. And you're never gonna try. You're never gonna take action because you're feeding yourself with that bullshit, that limiting belief.
Exactly.
And that makes you not take action, and it's a negative feedback cycle. But what is the opposite, Steve? You know what's
the opposite is just being able to change your story, and you can do that in an instant just by making what's called, here we go, a decision. And massive determined action.
It starts here.
It starts here. It's all psychology, and it's like one of those things like, I've never been a very organized person, but there's been times in my life where I have been organized. And most recently, actually that's a very good example. But for example, it's like, okay, I'm not an organized person. I'll never be an organized person. That's a limiting belief to say that, right? All I need to do is make a decision that whenever I take my clothes off, to put them in the goddamn laundry hamper. Whenever I'm done with a glass, to put it in the dishwasher. It's that simple. It's just making that decision. It's not easy to implement because you have to, I guess, develop some strategies and whatnot. But it all starts with the decision. And it happened most recently with my CDs. My CDs in my car. I'm a CD collector. I have about 65 CDs or so in my Saturn, and there was a time when I would grab a CD, put it in, throw it in another case, and then when I really wanted to listen to like Meatloaf or something, I'd end up picking up a 50 Cent CD, and then when I wanted to listen to 50 Cent, I'd end up picking up a random Chumbawamba CD. So the thing is, at one point in time, I decided, okay, I'm going to organize all these goddamn CDs, and I did. I sat on my porch and I organized the CDs, got them done. They're all in the cases, and then I developed a system. Put them in baskets in the back of my car, and I have 3 on deck that are sitting up in the console, and then when I put in a, Gordon Lightfoot CD, when I'm done with it, I put it back in the Gordon Lightfoot case, and John Denver's on deck.
You developed a system.
I developed a system.
So you became organized because you made that decision. And
yes. And I know how painful it is. I'm more afraid of now the fear of not being able to find the music that I want to fucking hear at that time than like being lazy and just, putting it in another case. So yeah. I've developed that, and it's developing habits and that sort of thing. So
you gotta rituals, habits, and you gotta I never go back 2 years ago. I used to be a smoker. I was like 10 kilograms heavier, and I never thought I'll be able to
22.5 pounds, 22.4,
and I never thought I'll be able to go and exercise and commit every single day because I thought I would never be able to do that. But I actually did that. I lost 22.2 pounds, and it's just now part of my life. Now I changed that story in my head. I took action. Now I know that I can go and do other exercises. Now do doubles and push myself and always stay on top of it and fit. So I just made that decision. It happened, which brings us to a special mention today.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Osama, buddy.
Osama, we love you and miss you. For those of you that don't know, Osama's a really good friend of ours from university. He's in Qatar right now working, and it's his birthday, June 11th. So
happy birthday, buddy. We miss you a lot. And I was talking to Osama this morning, and I was telling Osama, it's like, you have everything, all the right psychology to become an entrepreneur, yes. Right? He's happy. He's doing his full-time job in Qatar as an engineer. But he has the potential to start his own dream because yes. He is a hustler, he is hardworking, he is so resourceful.
You're a hustler, Osama.
At school, when we were all broke, right? Osama was the guy that was the most resourceful, and it was just yes. Fucking awesome. And when he decides to do stuff, he actually does it, and he commits, and he has that discipline, and that's all you need for entrepreneurship. So sometimes it's hard for you to realize your own story, but I'm gonna tell it to you and to many other people that have the potential to do so.
Yes.
Do it live. Just quit your jobs if you're not satisfied and you have the potential to become an entrepreneur.
That's a big if, though. If you're not satisfied. If you're satisfied, stay with your job.
Yeah, I mean, of course you do, but everybody has that special thing that they can market or sell or bring to the table and inspire a lot of people along the way.
I fully agree.
Absolutely.
Now, do we have a quote here? For resourcefulness is the ultimate resource. That's true. A lot of people complain. They say, well, we don't have, and we're going to post our Vancouver episode because this was, when we did In Progress last year, we were talking about building a co-working space. We didn't have the money. We didn't have the space. We didn't have the business plan. We didn't have the funding. We didn't have the idea, the concept,
immigration status.
The immigration status was like en route to be deported.
Seriously, like we had nothing. We just had that purpose, that bigger vision, what makes us fulfilled, and we grind every day to get here, and we're still gonna grind every single day to make this the biggest and the most successful co-working space, not in Canada.
Hence why
but the world.
We're working on a Sunday.
Sunday, we went, did my exercise in the morning. Steve caught up with me, and now we're gonna work until we can't work anymore.
Exactly.
And we just gotta do that every single day to make this the successful thing. Just gotta show up.
Exactly. Show up, work hard. If you're working harder than the average person, you'll get above average results. It's simple as that.
This brings me back, like, first year of engineering. I go in engineering. I don't think I liked it at the beginning, and I didn't give a shit, so I failed, like, the course that allows me to all the other courses. I got 2.1 in my first semester and year.
Out of a 4.0 to give that.
Yeah, out of a 4.0.
Perspective.
But then I decided the year after, I can't take this bullshit anymore. I'm going to work hard. And because all the chemical engineering exams were skewed on the average, right? And all I did is I was going to every day to the library, every single day, and work more than any other chemical engineer until the library is empty and then leave. And then come back every day like that. And then I got a 4.0 and then a 3.85 and I got a scholarship. Just, I flipped this whole thing around just by working above average. It was just putting in the work. The same, just gotta change this one here.
It comes back to what we said at the beginning of the show, guys. So what have you been meaning to change in your life? Like, what have you said that this is holding me back? I should change something. I should do something differently. Well, you know what? Take massive determined action. Come up with a strategy, a plan, a blueprint, like I did with the CDs, or even most recently with Hussam committing to doing kick-ass Instagram stories at HustleCo YYC on Instagram.
Nice plug there.
Nice plug, yeah. That's some outbound. Or me going and writing an article every single day in relation to co-working, something that can benefit our members to provide value. Hey, you want to know what is co-working? I'll explain what is co-working. Why this is a good place for tradesmen. I'll explain why, or tradespeople, I should say. HustleCo poem I did recently. So these are the things that we just made that commitment and stuck with it and adjust as you go along, and you have that blueprint, and anything is possible. Happen with the 4-minute mile.
Yeah, like the 4-minute mile is like people never attempted to try as hard as they wanna try to actually attempt the 4-minute mile until this guy was like, I wanna fucking try it. I wanna change that story. And he decided to do that. And what happened is he trained until he did it live. He accomplished that. And after that, I think in the same month, 28 other people accomplished that same thing because somebody else changed their story. But there was an initial guy that broke through that delusion.
Yes.
And
the limiting belief.
The limiting belief. And what happens after is like it's a positive feedback mechanism. So now you're like, I can do this. I can get better results next time. So you take more action. It's just like that positive feedback mechanism. So you can switch the direction of your story and your actions to something that you really love. And
as soon as you want today. And one thing I was talking to this guy at the bar, and it was interesting what he said. He said, if you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. The only way to be truly happy is to live in the now. And I think he said it comes from some kind of Buddhist or something like that. But it's a very good point. So it's just, don't live in the past, don't live in the future. Just know what you want to do now. Take determined action, massive determined action. Burn the fucking boats.
Change your fear into faith.
Change your fear into faith, because fear is the imagination unguided, and faith is a guided imagination where you want to go.
Just have faith, baby.
Have faith. That's all it takes.
One marketing tip.
Yes.
Get on Instagram stories. It's the highest growing platform out there. There's gonna be ads now where we're all gonna be able to do them, where you can swipe up and go to links. Just get on them right now, guys. And if you want, if you want. If you're interested in learning how I'm doing my stories, swipe up or do whatever, leave a comment and tell me that you want to learn, and we'll set up a workshop here at Quad. Because we're going to be launching the Hustle Collabs. So Hustle Collabs is a platform with resources, workshops, speakers, events that will help you along the way. So it's labs, it's skunk works, where people can come and collaborate on new projects and businesses.
Yes.
And even if you don't have a business, you can come to HustleCo, join the Hustle Collabs, and just
work on your personal brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's all for today.
Yeah, I gotta go back to work. Back to the hustle, baby.
Back to the hustle.
Keep it real. Do it live.
Love you guys.
Love you.